Hi everyone, Tyler Manion here, NPC and IFBB Pro League Vice President, and this will be the men's physique recap for the Miami Muscle Beach Pro. I think this was overall the best and the deepest men's physique lineup of the year by far. We had Olympians all the way up and down through the top 10, all the way down to like 8th place. So a very, very competitive show, and all these guys really brought it. In first place, we had Vitor, who has somehow brought a better package to each show this year as the year has went on, and that's starting all the way in March 3 months ago at the Arnold. So really, really impressed by what he brought here. Again, he improved on his conditioning. Overall, I think the change he made to his front pose has really worked out well. It's accentuated his taper and his overall fullness from the front pose. He has improved on everything, the separation to his abs, the deepness to his abs, also his chest fullness as well. He could maybe use just a touch more to that upper chest, but other than that, this front pose is a very, very strong front pose overall for the whole entire league in men's physique. Then we get to his back pose. Vitor's back has improved a lot over the last 6 months since last year to the Olympia, and then throughout the year, his back has been improving from show to show. He can still improve his back a little bit more, and another thing he can really improve on his back is the hardness that he gets to his back. So I think this was the best conditioning he's shown from the back throughout the whole entire year, but he can still use a little bit more detail and hardness back there to really make his back pop on stage. So just a couple more tweaks, but I think the package that he brought here is going to be really dangerous to a lot of guys at the top at the Olympia if he can replicate it and even improve on it a little bit. So great job to him. He grinded for that first place, and he clearly deserved it at this show. In second place, we had Deak. This was also by far Deak's best package that I've ever seen him have. I've judged him a lot over the last 2 years. His conditioning was next level. Even just standing in the back pose, you could see his muscles just moving. That's how conditioned he was. So he looked great overall. This was probably his sleekest, most aesthetic package that he brought. His main thing is he could use more width. This is going to help accentuate his taper in the front pose and add to his width in the back pose. That would be the number one thing for his physique. It will also make his waist appear smaller on stage. The second thing is he could still use a little bit more depth to his back. That will help his back pose as well. And overall, other than that, I think he could use maybe just a touch more to the upper chest. He's a little bit lower chest dominant, but really, really solid package by him. He beat a lot of Olympians at this show. I know he has not made it to an Olympia yet, so bring in this physique with this crazy level of conditioning will give him a great chance to earn a qualification sometime this year, and I wish him a lot of luck doing that because he's improved a lot. In third place, we had Brandon. I think Brandon brings a very, very balanced and clean package to the stage. The main feedback for him would be to improve on his overall chest thickness. His conditioning was good, but he can still be a little bit crisper, a little bit drier on stage as well. And I think he can continue to turn his back, which is a very good back, into a great back, really make it into a strength of his physique. But for this show, his conditioning was just a touch off compared to Vitor and Deak. So tightening up a little bit more. Overall, a very, very aesthetic and clean look from him as well. And his overall balance is going to carry him far. So he's been close at the 2 shows he's done this year, and I think he's going to be a tough guy to beat moving forward. In fourth, we had Ricardo. Ricardo also brought some crazy next-level conditioning to the show. He just turned pro. He just won the overall Junior USA. So hopping in here in your pro debut and beating multiple Olympians, I think, is very impressive, a very big accomplishment. He, number one, needs to change up his front pose. His front pose is definitely not doing him any favors as of right now. Backstage, actually, his coach showed a change to it that I think really helped him out. He also really needs to add more chest thickness as well. His chest just appears very flat, especially with the way he was posing on stage. The change to the pose helps that a little bit, but that still needs to be developed. He definitely needs no more muscle to his arms and shoulders. They're already right at the tipping point, right at that level of almost being too big, especially for his torso. So no more muscle to the arms and the shoulders. Then in the back, he also wasn't hitting his back pose quite correctly the whole entire time. And whenever he does hit it correctly, you could see he just needs to fill in those lower lats a little bit more. If he does that, he's going to end up having one of the best backs in the whole entire pro league. So amazing performance by him, and I think amazing potential moving forward, especially with this level of conditioning and just the overall pop he brings already to the stage. So overall, it was a great men's physique show, and I think the level of competition this year in men's physique to win a show has been very difficult. So props to Vitor for finally getting the qualification, and I'm looking forward to seeing what all these guys that are at this show do throughout the year.